Okay, hello and welcome to today's video. This is going to be everything that you need for back to school. The first thing is obviously a backpack. You need a backpack. Now, there are some good ones like a North Face, there's JanSport and Lululemon has some good ones. You can also just find some good ones on Amazon. If you just scroll through Amazon for a second, you'll probably find one that you like. Also, Google has this feature, it's like shopping. So you can just scroll through there and you get everything, not just Amazon. And also check out Target because Target always has really good things. Next thing you need is a water bottle because you need to be hydrated. It is so important to be hydrated because your school probably requires a PE class, and so you don't want to be thirsty during PE, you don't want to be sweaty and without water, so you need something to put your water in. I know different schools have different rules, like some schools make you have like a clear water bottle, or you can't have a certain size water bottle, but the school I went to didn't really have any requirements on this. You could just bring whatever water bottle you wanted, as long as it was like closed lid, as long as it had a lid. They let Stanleys that don't have like closed lids technically. So a wallet has some good ones. I have a wallet, it's sitting on my nightstand right now, I love it. I have a Stanley. Now, there are so many different types of Stanleys. There's like traditional Stanley. There's a Stanley water bottle. Stanley also has like thermoses and stuff. Hydro Flask. I feel like Hydro Flask, everyone knows like Hydro Flask from like 2019, like Visco Girl era. Hydro Flask is super good. They've got, like, if you're looking for something like basic, but like colored, Hydro Flask, a wallet have you. And if you're looking for something like more like trendy, I guess, a wallet or Stanley. And also Simple Modern has some good ones. They've got like a lot of Stanley dupes. Simple Modern has a lot of dupes, but I've heard that they're really good. And if you want like a less bulky Stanley, then I would go with Simple Modern. Next is lunch. Okay, so we're gonna start. You just need a lunchbox. Again, like North Face and Lululemon have some good lunchboxes. You can also, once again, Google shopping, Amazon, just search lunchbox and you'll probably find one that you like. And if not, like check your Walmart, your Target, your TJ Maxx. Last time I went to Ross, there were some good ones. Dick's has good ones. Sports stores, like if you want a sports brand one, Dick's and like Academy have those. Also get a thermos. Stanley has a lot of thermoses. So get one of those if you're wanting to put something hot or something cold. And then you can also get little like lunch organizers, like I think they're called like bento boxes. But there's lots of dupes for those, and there's also just like a lot of general like lunchbox organizers. You definitely need those because you don't want to have to like use up a bunch of Ziploc bags, because with the like reusable ones, you can just wash them and use them again. You don't have to worry about buying Ziploc bags over and over again. And the little boxes also make sure your stuff doesn't get smushed, because if you just throw in a bunch of Ziploc bags, then the stuff kind of smushed together, depending on the size of your lunchbox. Or even if you just put a lot of stuff in a big lunchbox, it's all going to smush together. So I would definitely get a bunch of little boxes. And I guess a water bottle could also go into lunch stuff, but I feel like a water bottle needs to be its own separate thing, because it's just like you use a water bottle all day and you only use a lunchbox for about 30-45 minutes a day. If you don't want to carry it, I would get a lunchbox that can clip onto your backpack if you don't want to carry it. I liked to do this a lot because I would forget my lunchbox a lot in different classrooms. So I really liked just having one that I could clip onto my backpack. Okay, next is some notebooks. So I would say get some that you actually like and look aesthetic to you, because if you have supplies you like, it'll give you an incentive to use it and to study with it and to actually take good notes in class, because you want them to look. Because I feel like, at least for me, when I study, like if my notes look aesthetic and if my supplies is aesthetic, I will study better. And it will give me an incentive to actually want to use the stuff, rather than just tuck it away in my backpack and never look at it because it looks ugly. But you don't have to break the bank to do this. You could actually just get your favorite color supplies, or supplies that is a color that would match your aesthetic. So if you want something more clean, get your favorite color muted, or beiges and stuff, or whites. I loved having white binders because they just looked so clean, and a lot of backpacks have a gray interior, so it can look a bit dirty sometimes. So white binders really help it look clean and bright and fresh. And the next thing you need is a planner. Now you can also keep one on your laptop. I keep one on my Notion. I know personally my school gave us out laptops, and so I immediately when I got it, I just installed Notion on it, and so I could put all of my deadlines and stuff into that. If your school doesn't do that, or if you don't want to get a desktop software, just get a simple planner, or or even a notebook. You can dedicate different pages to different classes with all your deadlines and stuff. But you don't need a big planner. You just need one that has individual days, to-do lists in it, and then you're good. Okay, the next thing is some perfume or some cologne or some fragrance, because you don't want to stink at school. You don't need the sneaky kid. And also, it's just it feels, when you smell good, you feel good. So I feel like some chapstick or a lip balm. School air really does have an effect on you. I know it's like a funny TikTok joke, but school air really does have an effect on you. Your lips will get so chapped in school. I swear. It happens to me literally every day. And get a scent that you like. You don't want to be the friend that's in the back with the chapped lips. Okay, get a pencil case. Once again, your pencil case does not have to be ugly, much like your notebooks. And you also don't have to break the bank to do this. Just get some that look good and are easy on the eyes, or get your favorite color or something that complements your aesthetic really well. Because again, like when you have supplies that looks good, it'll give you an incentive to use it and take it out of your backpack at home and actually study. The next thing on this list is gum. Gum can actually help with anxiety during tests because it takes your mind off of something. And also, school lunch can make your breath smell really, really bad. So if you have some gum in your bag that you can just take after class, then your breath won't smell as bad. And I know some schools don't allow this, but this is something to really take advantage of if your school does allow it, because it'll make your life 1,000 times better. And also when your breath smells bad, you can like taste it almost. At least I can. And also if you're like an anxious test taker, it'll help with anxiety too. Hand lotion. Okay, your hands can get super dry or clammy. So if you just have a small thing of hand lotion, that will really help that. And also just get a scent that smells good, because it's another thing that's gonna like romanticize your experience. And the next thing is a book. Okay, since some schools don't allow phones, this is something that you can do in your free time. I know a lot of states this school year are actually like banning phones from schools, which I have mixed feelings on, but I say get a book because it's just something to do in between assignments. Even if your school allows phones and you don't want to sit on your phone in school, this is something that you can just do in between assignments. The next thing is some headphones. Now, I use these a little bit. I also use my AirPods. Then I have these JLab little like wireless earbuds. I use those, and it's like you can like listen to a podcast or some music while you're doing an assignment. Now, I know a lot of schools don't allow this, but if your school does allow this is also something to take advantage of, because it would genuinely help me get through the day so much. Because when I was in school, I was just so miserable that I needed something to look forward to. And so after assignments, I would listen to some music, or listen to my favorite podcast, or watch a YouTube video, or watch something on Netflix. Headphones will elevate your experience so much, even though school literally sucks. The next thing is a phone charger. You need a phone charger. Your phone could literally die. I say get a USB one, because you'll be able to plug it into your laptop if your school like gives you laptops, and also bring a box for it. That's my advice. Also, if you were an Apple Watch, you could also bring a charger for that. That's what I did. I brought a phone charger and my Apple Watch charger with me. I only brought my Apple Watch cord. I never brought a box for it because I could just use my phone box. But also a lot of time I did just charge my phone during class on the wall next to me. So that's because if you use your phone a lot in school, it's going to die. That's just how it works. The next thing is some pencils and pens and highlighters. And get colors that you like and match your aesthetic, and get lots of them, because it's so fun to like color code your notes, or at least it was to me. Because to me, like if I just write everything in this pencil, it's going to look all the same, and you're not going to be able to tell what is what and what section is what. You're not going to know where to start to study. So you can just use highlighters to section things off. That's what I did, and it really helped me study. The last thing is clothes that you enjoy wearing, feel confident and comfortable in. So there's lots of stores that you can get these from, so I'm going to list them off. Shein, PacSun, H&M, Target, Abercrombie, Lululemon, and American Eagle. They all have really good clothes. Even the brands I haven't tried, like PacSun and Lululemon, they all have really good clothes that I've heard are like really good at least. And definitely get those. And also I can do a whole outfits video if that's something you guys would want. Just leave that in the comments. I would definitely do that. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Comment when you start school, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.